Hi and welcome to the Dark Souls Connections, Moon and Sin. Here I'll be exploring some of the similarities between Dark Souls 1 and 2, and some of these connections are my interpretation, so if you agree or disagree, feel free to let me know, and forgive me for any mispronunciations as well. Now, it is probably clear to anyone who has played both games that the world of these games share a connection in their name, Lordran and Drangleic, both featuring Dran. Taking the emphasis of these words though, it highlights the words Lord and Anglic, or if we just change it up, angelic. Now, Lord often is attributed to those who are male, and angelic being those who are beautiful and feminine. Now, male and female is a constant opposite which is brought up many times throughout Dark Souls 2, but one that has really taken my interest is the story of the Prince and Princess of Alken and Venn, respectively. They were two lovers, whose love was forbidden, though to exclaim their love they created two bells, bells protected by marionettes, as confirmed on the description of the Bellkeeper set. There is one other location in Dark Souls 2 that contains marionettes, and that is in the room of Ornifex, the blacksmith of Brightstone Cove. Believing this, there are many connections that can actually be made now. Ornifex very much resembles a crow demon from Dark Souls 1, and through Dark Souls 1 there is heavy emphasis on the relationship between crows and Velka, the goddess of sin. And when we take Velka, the name seems like a combination of the prince and princess's homeland, Venn and Alken. Did these kingdoms, which were born from the one man, have something to do with Velka? Another connection which is of a worthy note is above Ornifex resides Cromwell. Cromwell in Dark Souls 2 has the ability to forgive the player's sin, an ability shared with Dark Souls 1 character Oswald. Now, Oswald is also known to be a servant of Velka, as his headgear is known as the Mask of Velka, which bears a similar resemblance to Cromwell's headgear as well, not to mention they also appear to be wearing the same outfit. One of the items sold by Oswald from Dark Souls 1 is the Book of Guilty, a list of players who have sinned and are set to be hunted by the Blades of the Dark Moon, the disciples of Dark Sun Gwyndolin, who was born with the affinity of the moon due to his feminine appearance. Now, the connection of the moon and the feminine continues over to Dark Souls 2 with the Princess Belle, Belfry Luna. Belfry Luna. It's located within the Lost Bastille, an area shrouded in darkness whose only light source comes from the moon above. Even the name Luna literally translates to moon. Once the player rings the bell of Belfry Luna, they are set the task of fighting the Belfry Gargoyles, an enemy which has appeared before in Dark Souls. Though, in contrast to Dark Souls 2, in Dark Souls 1, the bell is rung after defeating the Gargoyles, and there, afterwards, the player is met by Oswald the Pardoner. And also, let's not forget that close to Belfry Luna is Sinner's Rise, again furthering the connection of sin and the two lovers, whose love was forbidden. A sin, if you will. Now, the other bell in all of this is the Prince's Bell, Belfry Sol, located within Iron Keep. Now, as Belfry Luna is heavily aligned with the moon, it would only make sense that Belfry Sol, its opposite, is aligned with the sun. Now, while its surroundings can definitely resemble the sun, being a burning hot area covered in lava and fire, it's the name that really draws my attention. Because who is the biggest character throughout the game that closely resembles the sun? Knowing this information, it really only draws more questions, and some of this actually might be looking into it a bit too much. But nonetheless, there is something here, and I didn't even touch on the fact that King Vendrick's name can also have a connection with Venn, but that's a discussion for another time. I'll leave it here for the moment, maybe to come back to it later, but in the meantime, feel free to let me know your thoughts, either here in the comments or even on Twitter, @KingDoug87, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Cheers and thanks for watching.